Hi, and welcome to Super Anti-Aging Podcast. Remember, if you take my advice in these podcasts, you might stop aging. You might even actually turn the clock back, as I have. And that's really exciting. The nutraceutical field has grown exponentially. I mean, I'd say there are probably not even thousands, there are probably hundreds of thousands of companies now. Well, maybe not companies, but different supplements out there. And what do you choose? It's really confusing. And especially if you're starting and you have some issues and your budget might be a little limited. So what is my number one on the list? And it's sulforaphane. Now, if you've never heard of sulforaphane, and that's okay. Sulforaphane is a compound that is made from a chemical process when you chew sprouts or you chew broccoli. It's not really in a lot of broccoli because broccoli has been grown for taste, and this doesn't taste that great. So a lot of commercial broccoli, less especially grown, it's not going to have much of the precursor compound. The precursor compound is called glucoraphanin, and when you chew or slice or munch up the broccoli or sprouts, you will produce an enzyme called myrosinase, and this myrosinase then will help convert the compound glucoraphanin into the magical compound called sulforaphane. Credit needs to be given, and it really hasn't, to Johns Hopkins and a brilliant physician scientist, Dr. Talladay, who for decades researched this compound, which originally caught his attention because it seemed that there might be some connection between cancer and broccoli or broccoli sprouts in this sense. And this research group at Johns Hopkins finally isolated sulforaphane and was able to do lots and lots of research. And what can sulforaphane do? Well, this is really, really exciting. For me anyway, especially if you're a boomer. A hot item right now, it's not just a hot item, but a major topic is rapamycin. Rapamycin, main target of rapamycin, right? mTOR, main target of rapamycin. And it's a pharmaceutical drug that was originally developed, found on Easter Island and was used as an antifungal. But then they found that high dose, it could help organ rejection. But at low dose, especially some of the animal studies right now, and cell studies, and even a self-funded human study, crowdsourced study, has shown that rapamycin can help reverse some aging factors in the cell. Well, that's really great that you can do that. So we can help avoid health, age conditions. It's not just longevity. It's all about health span. And as many of you know, my mission is to rewrite the whole picture of senior, turn it into super boomer. Get away from all the stereotypes, the senior stereotypes. Well, let me get back to the sulforaphane topic. There's a lot of products on the market. The company that I work with, seed company, was the original supplier for Johns Hopkins research. They supply, because that was their business, growing seeds. And one of the seeds they had was a special broccoli seed. And that was one of the things. And then they eventually evolved a powder that they could use, an extract from the seed that could be used in the sulforaphane studies. And that's what I use. And that's what some companies use. But I use the original one. And a little plug here, if you email me at Vitalica Supplements at Gmail, I'll be glad to send you some of this information, because this is the product I use for myself, my clients, and many of my health practitioners who've seen the results. So let's get to the exciting part. Since rapamycin is a drug and it's a pharmaceutical, it might be difficult for people to get legitimately. Maybe you could find underground sources, but real rapamycin it is available, but here was an amazing connection. Sulforaphane can have a very similar effect on main target of rapamycin. Wow. Similar to, and in some cases even better or stronger than rapamycin itself. Wow. So a supplement that I can take that has other benefits. And let me go through some of the benefits of sulforaphane. Sulforaphane can help with hormonal balance, help the body make natural, healthy estrogen, and certainly protect prostate health. There are some really good studies on prostate cancer done in Europe, done in France, where they're actually seeing major benefit in prostate health. There have been studies on breast cancer. Now I have to put this little disclaimer in. This is not medical advice, and certainly ask your physician or health practitioner about this. But these studies are there, and so let's go through some other things that it might benefit. Muscle. It can turn on something called myostatin. Myostatin is something that's turned off as we get from childhood or early adolescence, because you don't want kids with super muscles and they have lots of myostatin, and so it gets turned off. So sulforaphane, the right sulforaphane at the right dose, is a myostatin turn on. It will help turn on your myostatin for muscle. And think how great this is for seniors who are concerned about sarcopenia and this muscle loss. Another interesting topic, Columbia University, Columbia Presbyterian, did a study on ovarian health. And the idea, could we help slow down ovarian aging? Which is an issue because many women are waiting longer to have children. And so you want to make sure they have their fertility. Well, the study showed that rapamycin, I think this was a 6-week study, could help reverse ovarian age. Yes, ovarian age. I think they're doing another couple of trials without any negative effects. Okay. Wow. I'm thinking here, wait a second. If that can do it, and sulforaphane can do very similar things to rapamycin, would there be a connection? And there haven't been major trials done, but logically, it actually makes sense that if it can do the same thing as rapamycin, we might see a benefit in ovarian health. And there have been some studies on immunity, and something that many women suffer from, maybe because there's so many estrogen compounds, BPH, and all this in our environment, and the plastics that can be hormonal disruptors. And they get something called PCOS and hormonal imbalance, and the idea that sulforaphane might actually help benefit that. And there are many other things that I can personally share with people that I've seen having the right dose and the right sulforaphane product, even from a hair to skin benefits, anti-aging. So sulforaphane, the right sulforaphane and anti-aging compound, absolutely. Do you need to take the right one? Not fake ones and not synthetic ones and things that, lie on the label, but the real deal, then contact me. Let me know. And I'd be glad to supply you, as I said, with more information on the right sulforaphane. Come to the end of this podcast. Please share it. Please share it with your loved ones. Again, and especially if you have what I call older parents, again, boomer parents or seniors that want to be healthy boomers, share this information, share this podcast. I have a Facebook group called Super Anti-Aging. You can certainly contact me through that and Feel free again to subscribe and share. I'll be doing even more updated information on what's now has been, but now is my number one, sulforaphane.